This is InTheWhaleGaming with Good Old Matt here at Alpha Whales, and we are doing a podcast featuring him as a special guest for the Alpha Whales podcast series. And to start, I want to ask you about your YouTube channel and really why did you join YouTube?
Basically, my channel, I just sometimes talk about movies or things in general that I seem to think are weird to be popular, or even just anything really that comes up to my head. The reason why I started it is just because I got really, really bored throughout the summer, and I'm like, hey, I kind of enjoy doing this, so why not?
Yeah, that's really cool. And when did you start up YouTube? Like, when did you join?
I started on, I think it was like the end of July last year, so not a long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fairly recent.
How many subscribers do you have so far?
At the moment, I believe I have 66.
Wow, that's not bad for just starting up, dude. Yeah. So, what type of content do you provide to everybody?
I make movie reviews, things that I think are like trending, but not like just YouTube videos. I've talked about like movie trailer trends, just why the internet has so many lists, and even how people think that YouTube is broke, even though they're owned by Google, so therefore, they have enough money to keep going for a while. Things like that. So it's a variety show.
Right, so just kind of interesting facts that people might not know out there on the internet.
Yeah, basically. Sometimes I'll just do something random that I think it would be funny. I know people say that consistency is good, but I'm like, you know what? Some change here and there should be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what a lot of the world's about, so it's good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people seem to enjoy it, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, it seems like you've grown a lot as a channel in just the short amount of time that you've been in the YouTube community.
Yeah.
So,
well, sorry. You
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I had the account for a while. I just never did anything with it.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Well, yeah, no, I mean, if you just started back up still, I mean, that's great. Because statistically, I mean, to grow, you gotta have content too, and the amount of time that you did that, it's really cool. So, what do you use to record everything and mix it all up?
Hmm?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, it seems to be going in the right direction. Some people have given feedback. It's like, oh, hey, you're doing a good job. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, you're going the right way, man. So, how do you, like, record it and mix up all the video and whatnot? Render it to YouTube and upload it to YouTube?
So basically, I have the most ghetto setup you can ever think about. If the angle of the camera was anywhere looking back at it, it would look like it's about to fall apart. Like at the moment, I have actually my GoPro just sticked to a mirror that I have that I can move around, so it has a lot of places that I can put the height at, and my mic is just right on my face. My lights are everywhere just to make sure that it looks kind of good. But
right. What type of lighting do you use?
Oh, I just use lamps and angles.
Okay. Yeah, that's better than what I have, honestly. And
well,
I mean,
I usually... Sorry, you go. No, it's because I usually, I do face and movement, so I try to something fell. Oh well.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that since I move a lot and I try to make my face expressions be really clear, as long as the light is on my face, the rest is okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen so far with your content, it's very unique and very user friendly, I guess you can say. Like a lot of people could say that, oh, this is relevant, oh, this makes sense. Yeah. This comes together really well because of how you take bits of films or other content and kind of put it all together to
Mm-hmm.
prove your point or show your point further. So,
Well,
yeah.
what I try to do is like, even if I'm talking about a very different type of thing, I do it in my own way of explaining things, which is usually not really that much in depth, but I do try to take it a new way, if that makes any sense. Like, that's why when I do a movie that everybody has talked about, I don't just talk about the plot because everybody knows about it already. I try to say things that I found that were either really good or really, really bad, which is usually the case.
Right. Yeah, and with that said, what are your strengths as a YouTuber?
Oh, you asking me?
What do you say?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of a pessimistic, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try to make it entertaining. But if I watch my same video like 3 weeks from now, I'm gonna be like, oh god, it sucks.
So you're
But,
so you're very
so
in-depth with
I'm
your
basically what I'm
editing,
trying
then,
to
I would
say is I
say.
always try to
I
make
would
it
assume,
better
at least.
because when I look back at it, it's gonna be like, oh god,
Yeah. Well, I would say that's important because quality is very much more so important than quantity. And
yeah.
I've learned that in the past, and I've been trying to work on that myself as a YouTuber.
Well, uh, I hate that one of my most viewed videos. There's like grammar mistakes is like really shitty. I'm like, it is kind of entertaining on its own, but I watch it now and I'm like, I could make it so much better. Which I probably will do a different version of that video, but it's gonna be completely
Yeah, and
different.
you can always set it to private and have a new one, so or just leave it there.
I'll leave
Whatever
it.
you want to do with it. So,
It's a history chamber by now,
so
basically.
what would you say
Yeah.
is your greatest weakness on the opposite side of the spectrum for that as a YouTuber?
Uh, I would say that sometimes I can miss the point of what I'm talking about, and then I have to redo it a few, like 3, 4 times to see if it's actually going to go anywhere. Or I even have like done things that I'm like, actually, I wasn't that into it. It's like just sometimes my energy is not there, so I have to like throw everything in the trash and restart it again.
Right. And I
Yeah,
mean, that's not always the worst in the world because then you can get a better
yeah.
uploaded video in the end. So,
So sometimes my time management skills are not the best. So like right now I'm trying to do a weekly one, so a week of
right.
video every time. But sometimes it's like
Yeah,
2 weeks is nothing because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time editing this video to make sure it's not like trash.
exactly. And I mean, everybody finds their own niche and how it works for them as a
Yeah.
creator. So, yeah. So, out of your own YouTube videos, what's your favorite one?
Uh, one of my favorite ones is like one of the first. It's I think I changed the name to Babies Full of Mystery, which I just kind of go lose my mind a little bit. But one of my more recent ones that I quite like is called Everything's a List in the Internet, and I just find it. I always had this idea in my mind of making like a parody to a game show, and I actually put it on that video. I'm like, oh, I like that how it turned out,
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah. I would have to. I don't think I've seen that one yet. I've seen your
uh,
movie
also the
review,
YouTube and
and I
Money
saw the
101.
list one. I saw those two.
Yeah.
But just out of those, I mean, I like it. It's good content. So, but yeah, I
One
definitely want to take a deeper dive into your channel as well
I
as
will.
other
Yeah.
creators that are in the Alpha Whales server
Hmm.
on Discord. So,
Yeah. Well, one of the ones that I put like I would say like a crazy amount of effort, or not even effort, just research behind it, was the one that I was talking about YouTube and money and how like who owns it, what people think about it, other videos that have talked about the
okay,
issue, and I put
right.
the equivalent of a research paper on just things that I looked up and made sure that my facts are right. I looked up the accounting, the statistics they have, what the CEO of YouTube says, and what their stances are to make sure I wasn't just talking out of my
Yeah,
ass, basically.
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's a big thing, especially nowadays because of like the whole thing going on with PewDiePie and with now they're blaming YouTube itself.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I can understand, like, I don't know why people think YouTube is about them. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't think YouTube's about, like, the you part.
What's
It's
that?
about the tube, really. Yeah, it's like, it's a business. It's straight up. And they have been losing money for a while. So, look, the reason why they keep changing is because they're literally just trying to see when they're gonna start making money. And then they can maybe look up after the people that are in the website. But for now, they're just looking after themselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, though, is that PewDiePie or somebody big, like maybe even John Sean too, but mostly PewDiePie because he's like the biggest.
Yeah.
Is that he's basically the voice of YouTube, I guess you can say, in a way, and there's a lot of revenue behind him. So if he says something and he doesn't really like that, then YouTube kind of has to swing along with that. I think. Well, at least to a point, not all the way, but to a point.
The thing is, when I was making that video, I found out there's like 1.3 billion people watching YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. So PewDiePie has 50 million. That number is not small in any way or shape or form. But in comparison to 1.3 billion, that number is like 2% maybe. So, like, he makes the most money, and still he's only seen by a very small portion of the website. And that's, like, how crazy you realize how big YouTube really is. It's like, oh, the biggest YouTube star ever. At a point, he can even not be known at other parts of YouTube, like in Japan or something. Like, they'll see PewDiePie as, like, who's this kid?
Yeah, and I've talked to people before who watch things on YouTube, and they don't even know who PewDiePie is either. And that's typically the older community.
Well, a point that I was, like, really surprised by, but I shouldn't have been, is, like, I was talking to some friends of mine, and they're like, oh, what is Jack's Films? I'm like, wait, what? Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, I didn't understand how they didn't know about it. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's only 2 million. It's not that much.
Yeah. It's, I mean, in the scheme of things, there's a lot of people with 2 subscribers.
Yeah.
All right, well, with that said, who's your favorite YouTuber?
I have to say is Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media is one of my favorite movie reviewers ever. They're just the best cynic people I ever seen anywhere. They basically gave people like Your Movie Sucks and like IAG, their movie reviews are straight up out of Red Letter Media. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels that I found out like 3 years ago. I'll have to check them out,
because when I do reviews and stuff too, like I did only one review so far, but I want to try to do more. I did one a while back on I can't remember the name of the movie now, but it was interesting, like alien-based movie, and I kind of wanted to try to find more places to see reviews on them, so I can make my own review video.
What I found, like I do movie reviews, and I found that like just saying what the movie was about is not enough anymore, because everybody can do the same thing. Like just giving a synopsis of a movie is not what people are there to see, really, unless they're just there literally to see. It's like, oh, do I want to watch this movie or not? This person's going to give me a synopsis, right?
Yeah.
But there's enough people in the internet that do that already. So for like a review, I want some entertainment value on that by themselves. Even like it doesn't even matter what the movie they're talking about, you still be entertained.
Exactly, and that's why the whole concept of, like you said, with the movie trailers.
Yeah. Well, one of my I even watched their review on like Power Rangers, and like I'm not gonna watch that movie. I don't even care if it's good or not. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they make it interesting enough, and I'm like, well, you got me watching, even though I don't care about either of these movies.
Yeah, and I mean, it can still grab you, depending on what it is. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what is your most popular video?
My most popular video right now is called "Beating the YouTube Algorithm 2016!" Of course. And it's not like a real video about beating the YouTube algorithm. It's because I basically watched a bunch of those, and I saw a certain pattern, or whatever you say, or I saw people that would keep saying the same things over and over and again, and they would like release the same, like beating the YouTube algorithm 2014, 15, 16, so on. And it was basically just that video doesn't matter. Like if you have views, you have views. If you have subscribers, you get subscribers. So I just made like a joke video on that, and it just got like 383 views. And I was like, I don't understand. I really don't.
It's I guess going against the algorithm of YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I think this video basically it was put in a list of real YouTube videos that were about beating the YouTube algorithm, and it was in a playlist for like 3 months for no reason. My video was just there. I'm like, oh my god, like what is it doing there? Get out of there.
That's pretty funny. Well, I mean, there you go. That's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
well,
for our last question, do you have any advice for YouTubers out there?
I would say time management is a good one. Like, set up a day that you know that like there's not gonna be as much outside noise or just things happening around you, so you can like properly write down what you need to do for the video, set up your video, make the video, and then edit. I like getting it done in like 1 or 2 days, because otherwise your time management can go to shit if like the other day everything is loud, there's like a bunch of dogs outside barking. That's problematic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so yeah,
I would completely agree with that. Anything else? Any other ones?
For recommendations? I don't know. I would say go do 4 or 5 videos that you don't even publish just to practice. Like my first, I would say 4 or 5 videos are basically just me trying it out, what I'm gonna do, and they're just there still on my channel just because I'm like I'm gonna look back at them and be like, oh wow, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Do you have anything else to add to the podcast?
I could do a sellout move, but I would just say like have a good day, and this was a fun podcast. It was nice talking to you.
All right. It was nice talking to you too, dude. And I hope to see you in the future for further podcasts about other topics.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All right.
All right. Well, have a good one, everyone.
Bye.